to be run by like a business, man.
No, it shouldn't be ran like a
No,
business.
absolutely not. You're confusing Citizens United. Jesus Christ, they're just.
No, you guys got it wrong.
Actually, can I talk to O right quick? Because actually, this is the issue of why we in the state that we're in, and this is the exact issue. It should not be ran as a business. I agree with you. America is a corporation, but it shouldn't be a corporation, right? Because what is the corporation? What is the corporation's ultimately? What's the ultimate goal as a corporation?
Profit.
What's the ultimate goal?
To build wealth, bro.
For profit. For profit. That's the ultimate goal.
This doesn't
The ultimate
work
goal
on
is not
profit.
serving the American citizens. That is
That's how
the
you become
ultimate
a
America
wealthy
should be
nation.
broke.
And that's how you
No,
become a wealthy
we're
It
not
should
saying
be
America
broke.
should be
You have
broke,
to
but
pay
it should serve the
bills.
American citizens.
Yes, it pays its bills and it takes care of it. Has a job. Okay, profit should not be its main goal. And by the way, we don't take a profit.
We should.
Well, I guess we do if we consider how big our military is. But I tend to agree that that's kind of necessary, especially in today's day and world.
Do you know that
Especially Trump in office.
we should be getting dividends off our resources like other countries, and that's what Trump's trying to
What
work
do you
towards.
mean dividends? You say words.
Other
This
countries,
is words out.
other countries sells their resources and they pay their constituents.
What do you think we do? What do you
dividends.
think we do?
We don't get dividends.
Oh, you mean like,
We don't get no dividends.
nationalizing oil? You mean like
so
nationalizing oil? Hold on one second, Payne. You mean like nationalizing oil?
I'm talking about, for instance, if we're selling oil, right, exporting, then we
Yeah,
should be
then
getting
they should get
dividends. Each
dividends.
household
Yeah,
should
we
be
don't
getting
do that.
dividends.
You're right,
Absolutely,
you're right.
we should be doing that, and Trump is trying to work towards that.
You're right.
Okay, so what you're saying is that Trump is advocating for the
called
state,
sovereignty.
meaning the
yeah,
government
yeah,
having
yeah,
control
sorry.
of natural resources. Is that correct?
I'm saying no. I'm saying
so you're
that we
advocating
should
for
be
the state?
paying.
Dude, he's saying, okay, he is saying like the way like Iran or like Venezuela, the way they have oil, right? They have a system that's different for us. Who manufactures that oil and sells it? It's companies, it's corporations, right? And they take a profit. But in countries like Iran and Venezuela, that's not how it's done. The government owns it. They pay
Yes.
for all of its manufacturing and everything, and the people there get lower taxes, and they get dividends.
So
is
he's
that what
advocating for
all is
socialism.
real advocating
He is
for?
exactly.
That's
He's
not
advocating.
So he's advocating.
No, wait.
You're advocating for
Guys.
socialism.
No,
Yes,
no, that's
yes.
not
No, wait.
socialism.
So
That's
that's
exactly
not
what
socialism.
socialism. That's exactly what
actually,
socialism is.
guys,
Where the state
that's
owns
not
the means of production.
socialism.
That's
A
literally what
state-
socialism is.
That's
though.
No,
literally what it is.
the people own it. The
Hold
people
on.
own the natural resources. That's not socialism.
Yes,
Listen,
it is.
The people
people are the
owning the
government.
means of
No, the
production is
people are-
literally the definition of socialism.
If
Yes.
the government,
The people are the government. Okay, this is a republic. That's why
It
y'all
It
got
doesn't
messed up.
matter how you word it,
It-
bro.
no, ma'am,
As
no,
if
ma'am,
the
listen,
government,
no,
if
no,
the
ma'am,
government
no,
owns
the
it,
people-
that means
the
the
people-
people own it. That's
ma'am,
socialism.
no,
I'm glad you
no.
learned something new today.
No, ma'am.
Wait,
no,
wait, wait, guys.
the people are the government and supposed to be owning the
Okay, wait.
resources.
So you
you're
have to
confused.
understand that the way that communism works is this whole idea that Karl Marx made, which was that the state should control natural resources. So when you say that the government controls things like oil, that is communism.
I didn't
when
say
you
that.
talk
I
about,
said the
okay,
people.
wait.
I said the
So
people.
when you
If the
talk
people
about
got
the
dividends,
people
then they
as a
control it.
community should own these resources, that is socialism.
That's
It's
socialism.
Can
not,
y'all stop
ma'am. It's
twisting
not.
his words, please? Golly.
Because-
That's
No,
what
he's
you're
not.
doing.
No, we're not
That's what
twisting
you're
his words.
doing.
We're
You are
giving the
twisting
exact
my words.
definition of what he is saying right now.
No.
And this is
Socialism
my
is
issue.
No, socialism is to take money from the wealthy and give it away to the poor.
No.
That's what
No, it's
socialism is.
not.
not.
What?
Yeah.
No, it
It's
isn't.
literally
That's what they're doing right now with capitalism. What are you
No.
talking about?
Actually, yeah, that would be more similar to capitalism. But
Let me
what
tell you something.
what
Let me
Payne
tell you
was,
something.
hold on. Before you tell us something, hold on.
You guys
I
are
think we've had
ridiculous.
some breakthrough here for you today. What Payne was saying is actually true, except for the you said the first part, that would be communism. In communism, remember, hon, there is no state. That's one of its features.
It is a classist system, yes.
Classless and governmentless and all that, yeah.
When did the
Moneyless.
IRS come in?
But socialism, you just proved you're a socialist, and that's
when was it-
wonderful.
No,
I
I'm
think
not
you
a
should be proud
socialist
of
at all.
that.
Wait,
No,
wait,
When
I
was
wanna-
the IRS?
You are.
When was the IRS birthed? What
Oh,
year
you
did
mean
the
like
IRS
when
come in?
were personal taxes
When did they?
implicated?
Yes, yeah. When?
That was like in what, the 1950s,
1913.
1960s?
1913. And so watch this. Do you know that before then, how was the country doing? Well, we don't even supposed
No,
to be
It
paying.
was?
no, we wasn't doing
No,
well.
it
We
wasn't
actually
well.
wasn't
There
doing
were
well.
children
Yes, it
selling
was.
their bodies on the streets. What are you talking
Yeah, we had
about?
child labor.
always
tax.
wants to tell you. He's like that one uncle that just rambles and always has something to tell you.
Okay.
No, the people
Yeah,
are not supposed.
I
Only
like O
Guys,
because
not,
O is
Only
you
been
running.
there a
guys are
long
not
time.
letting them talk, but then when I start
Let
talking,
him
y'all cry
finish.
about it.
Well, 'cause-
I like O. I like listening to O because O is
Me
actually
too.
actively thinking, and like I like what
corporation,
O is going to. But go ahead.
corporations,
yeah, because he sounds like a socialist. That's why you like him, Pharaoh.
Wait. What do you
I'm
want to
just
say?
joking, by the way. Yeah.
corporations and founders are the only supposed to entities.
So good. I knew that she was going to crush it. I did not know that she was a singer, so that was really cool too.
I'm a little short-tempered. Sorry,
No,
everyone.
I
Do
was
you
quiet. I
think
was
that the
quiet for a very
church
long
should be
time.
taxed? Yes or no, and then you can continue.
Absolutely, they're a business. The hell.
Holy
Let me
shit.
tell you something. First of all, let me tell you something. That's one of our biggest problems in the black community. That's where all their money's going, most of it. You
Oh,
have
you sound
churches
more and more like a socialist,
every
dog. I'm
every
gonna be honest
Sunday,
with you.
every Sunday,
I know he
every
is. He is.
every
I was
Sunday.
trying to understand.
No, every Sunday, poor black people take their money to a pastor
Yes,
who is
Yep.
lying to them. Okay,
yes,
Okay.
and so my
yes.
point is this. And you know what? The reason why they're not teaching them the truth because they have a 501c3 that
And
pledges to
how
the
does this
so-called
go to
government not to
Trump?
tell
Is
them
it
the
because
truth.
is it the patriarchy? I think
Oh,
this has to be
oh,
the
oh.
patriarchy.
You
Hold
are
on.
I'm trying
sounding
to
like
tell
a
y'all to learn
socialist,
the
and I
game.
Answer
love
I'm
it
that.
not
for
a
you, dog.
socialist, bro. I'm
Okay.
not a socialist. I'm a capitalist, bro.
Answer her question. Hold on. Say it again, babe, please.
I'm a capitalist.
No, you're not.
Oh, believe that.
I
No.
promise you, you're not.
Believe that.
If you want the U.S. government to take money away, take
Take money from other countries
just a
to
little,
take money from other countries and give it to us. That's what
Listen,
I'm
no, no,
talking about.
no.
Yeah, that's
If
what I'm talking
you
about.
want, you're a socialist. If you want the government to take ownership of our wells and our oil,
That's not what I said.
okay?
That's not
Yes,
what I
it
said.
is. It
That
is
is
what you
not what I
said.
said. That is not what I said. Don't misconstrue what I
What did
said.
you
Okay,
say?
what did you
I
say?
said
Didn't he say that,
He
everyone?
said
no.
that we
What I
should
said.
get a dividend.
No, wait.
Thank
Let
you,
him
He
God.
did
finish.
not say
How do you
anything.
get
He
the
said we
dividends if
should
you
get
don't
a
own it?
dividend
How do you get the dividends if you don't own it,
from them
dumbass?
selling it to
Wait.
other countries. That's what he
How do
So,
you
said.
sell it if you don't
Because we
own
do
it?
own it. We do own it. You don't know we own it.
Oh
That's
my
the
God,
problem.
we don't own it.
wait.
Companies own it.
Can I ask?
Exxon
Okay.
owns it.
I'm
Chevron
trying.
owns it.
I'm trying to
Chevron don't own
understand.
shit. They have a license to this land.
Wait.
They don't own this land. Indigenous
I'm
people own this land. You don't even
okay.
know you're sovereign. See, that's the
Okay.
problem.
Oh
Wait.
my
That's
God, he's
no,
one
no,
of
no, no, no.
those.
No,
He's
what do
one
you
of
mean one
those.
of
He's a
those? No, no,
sovereign.
no,
Oh my
no, no,
God,
no,
that's
no,
what
no.
he is. Yeah,
Listen,
you do
that's
sound more
no.
and
I'm
more.
I
an
like
have a
American.
question.
You
I
don't
have a question.
realize that Chevron and all of them are leasing people this land. You understand that they own
you
nothing on
are
this
a
land.
socialist. The more you talk, the more you sound it.
No, no, no,
Okay.
no.
You
Not a
are
Wait.
saying
socialist.
this
No, no, no,
company
no, no.
doesn't have the right
Why
to
do you
own
keep
this oil.
gaslighting him?
Can I ask?
Hey,
Can I
Don,
just
yeah,
ask?
Don. Let
I'm
them go.
not
They're not gonna
gaslighting
do
him.
it.
That's what he's saying.
Wait.
You
I'm
never
just trying
argue
to
with the ignorant,
understand.
bro. I'm
Go
gonna let
ahead.
that
Wait.
go.
I'm just trying to understand what you're saying. So you're
I
saying
told
that
you.
things like natural resources that can mean oil, petroleum, like water, natural resources should be owned by the government and be
No, not by the
redistributed.
government. Why do you keep saying
No,
government? They're
I'm
not the
asking
government.
you.
They just
Relax.
keep gaslighting.
I'm
You're
You
not
asking
listening
you.
to
listen.
what he's saying.
You're not listening.
So what are you saying?
If the people listen, the reason why this country has been so fucked up before Donald Trump is because the people have gotten lazy and they don't know
Oh
who they
my
are.
God, he is
You
that
keep calling.
uncle.
Listen, they call themselves the administrators of your affairs. That's why you send them to Congress.
Oh, I think
But
they
you know
want to
what?
know who owns
Excuse
the
me, Bree. Excuse
resources.
me, Bree. Excuse me, Bree,
That
because you guys
wasn't
don't know how
me.
this goes.
That
So
wasn't
this is
me.
the problem. Because you got
Who owns the
lazy,
resources is the
hold on.
I
The
question.
people,
already
the
answered.
people,
I
the
already
people.
answered. The
No, I'm talking about
corporations.
Are you kidding me? Are you
The
are you
oh.
kidding?
corporations own
Let me
them.
tell you something. Do you know
Exxon,
most
He's
people?
saying
Chevron.
no. That's what you're
Wow.
not listening. I'm trying to find out who he
Sorry.
Yes, okay, yeah.
thinks. Who
I'm
he
not going to
thinks.
argue with ignorance. You keep over
No,
talking.
Dude,
no, no.
you're
This is
the
the thing. I'm not.
No,
I'm
you
not
are
trying to
ignorant.
argue with you. I'm
If
just
you're
trying to
calling
understand your
if
position.
you're calling the administration government, that's your problem in the first place. This is a republic, okay?
what?
The people have lost their power, and that's exactly why for decades they've been selling this country
When
out.
the black people have power.
This is insane. I'm sorry. Listen,
You
you're
guys don't know
a
how this thing
socialist.
really
You
works.
think you
You
think
keep
I
calling
know
them
that's
government.
bothering you, but
You keep calling
socialism
them
isn't
government.
such a bad thing, sir. And you
Oh,
just
yes,
proved
it
that
is.
you are. You
Show me what
want the
country it works
government.
at.
You want the
Wait, wait,
Socialism
wait.
is a
government
bad
to.
thing.
I'm trying to
Why is it
understand.
that every
So
time
what
I
is your
talk, you tell
stance?
me, wait a minute? Yeah, right? Like every time I'm in the middle of a point. But it's okay. Go ahead.
Take it
I'm so
away,
Socialism is
sorry.
Don.
horrible.
Take it away, Don. They're crazy.
I'm just trying to understand what you're arguing here.
I keep getting cut off
You
here.
will never get to it. This
Y'all
has
keep
been
mixing up
killing.
his words and cutting him off, and then be, oh,
Okay,
I
so
don't understand what you're trying to say.
can O get like at least like 2 to 5 minutes to explain his position, and then we can
Whole
critique his
5
position.
He
fucking
already
minutes
explained it.
more.
They not listening.
Right, I have explained it. I'm not going to argue with ignorance.
We're not
Oh, okay.
arguing. I'm just literally asking. Sorry, I just got here.
I've said it 3 times. I'm
No,
going to
he
say
went.
it. Go ahead,
He
Don.
said that we should get some kind of dividends off of the money that we make off of other countries, and then you guys
Either
took
what?
that and said oh, you sounds like you're a socialist, sounds like you're a communist, this, that, and the
No,
other. And
Why
that's
because
did
not what
you
he
because
say
the
was
position
that?
that
saying.
he was explaining aligns perfectly with some socialist tenets.
Yeah.
That's what we said that.
Right, that's called gaslighting.
That's not
Okay,
No.
gaslighting.
so
That's
if
not
I'm
gaslighting.
correct,
Some of his points align strictly with
I'm
socialism.
losing my mind right now.
dude, I'm just trying to understand. So what he was essentially saying is that any money that we make outside of the U.S. should go to the people of the U.S.
Right, we should get some kind of
No,
kickback.
that's what Don is saying. Oh, is that
No,
what you were
that
saying?
That's
Let's
exactly
ask
what I
that's what he
said.
O.
said.
That's exactly what I said.
Oh, so you said that every money that we make or
That we
the
export, any resources that we export from our land, we should get a dividend.
yeah, that's
Are you
socialism.
talking about? Okay, so you talking about the U.S. government? Are you talking about the U.S. government? Or are you
Why do
talking
you
about the
keep
people
saying?
inside
Why
the
do you
U.S.
keep
government?
saying
Okay,
government? I said the
Right,
people,
because
bro.
that's what I'm
No,
saying.
no,
okay.
no, no, no,
Just
no.
So
mixing
That's what
up
I'm
your
because you
words.
saying.
own
Fuck,
something
man,
to
what is
sell
wrong
it,
with you
there
people,
needs to
man?
be it's listen
Yeah,
to me
so that means we
because
own the means of production. Like that's
Okay,
what that's
so
that.
so I think
Okay,
it's very
guys,
important to understand
it's way
that
over your head now. You
when we
voted for
talk
Kamala.
about okay, when we talk about economics of the US, especially when it comes to foreign affairs, we understand that we do not export as much as we import, right? So the question is, where is that profit if we're not actually making more because we're not really producing much?
okay,
Yeah,
but
that's our problem
that's
since
not
NAFTA.
listen, that's actually not the beginning of the problem. I appreciate where you're going, but no, it's even those people that are exporting their companies, right? They're companies, they're
Private,
individual
yes.
companies. That's the big difference.
Let me
What
tell you
They're
something.
is
exporting weapons
suggesting,
is one of the
oh,
big.
the reason why we're saying you're socialist, Hunt, is because what you're suggesting, it conflates the two. You seem to think that the government owns the stuff. The government doesn't own
I
the
never said
gas.
that. What the fuck are you talking
He didn't
about?
say
He
Why you
that.
keep
doesn't
putting
like that
government
word.
in
Oh
Okay,
there?
my
I
God.
just
Hang on,
I
hang
wanna
on.
defend Riza because the
I don't
reality
need to
is
send you just 1 second, but you can do it after. I just need to get this out. Thank you so much. And Don,
First of
just
all, government can't own shit.
Jesus, see. Okay, let me
What's
He
wrong
explain.
with you
hates that
people, man?
word.
Oh my God, I know. There's so many like different things that he hates. Listen, okay, but your statement that whatever, like, we should get a dividend on, right? How can we get dividends on anything that we don't own?
Are you
The
fucking?
company
Okay,
that owns it. We would
hold
have
on a
to own
second.
it. Hang on, I'm almost there. If we own it, then we can pay dividends on. When we own it, the state owns it. We're a socialist. That's a socialist thing.
Let me
Does
ask
that
you
make
something.
No,
sense?
it's not.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yes, it
god.
Right
is.
Oh
now.
my.
Don,
No,
stop,
it's
Don.
not.
That's
Oh
literally
my
the
Okay,
god.
definition
who
of
owns it?
socialism. That's literally the
Hold
definition.
on.
I gotta
Okay,
pull it up.
okay.
I
So who
have to
owns it
pull it
right
up
now?
for you.
Who owns it right
Don,
now?
shut
Who
up and
owns it
let
right now?
Pharaoh speak because you don't.
No, no,
You're
no.
No, hold on. Don't
embarrassing
tell me.
yourself.
Hold on.
You're
I'm
Don't
gonna
tell
let
me to
Don
shut up
embarrassing
because
speak.
I'm about
yourself.
to get
We're gonna
rude.
let
I'm
Don
about to get
speak
rude.
while I pull up the
Don't
You're
tell me to
definition
shut
of
up.
wrong,
socialism.
Listen.
Don.
I'm gonna let
Hey,
Don
Pharaoh.
speak.
Who
I'm gonna
owns
pull up
it?
the definition of socialism.
Pharaoh. Who owns it right now?
Who
Company.
owns it right now? Corporations own it right now. But what is O
Okay,
is
so how is it
advocating for?
socialism? How is it socialism? If a
No,
Jesus
company, if a
Christ, I told
corporation
you
what
owns
not
it,
O
to
is
call
how is
saying
it
anyone
right now
smart
is
socialism?
not
enough.
socialist. What
That's
O is
not
saying right
How
now
is
is
socialism right now.
socialist. But what we're saying right now is
oh
if the
my
state
God.
owns it, if the state owns it, and then we're
He didn't
profiting
say
off
that the
it, that
state
means
should
we own
own
the
it.
means of production.
This is why it's called gaslighting. He didn't say that the state should own it. You
It's
just
not
said the company.
gaslighting. It's
Can
not
can you
anything that
stop?
you're saying. You're wrong
Hold on.
on all
I'm
of it.
not
I'd
done.
rather talk
I'm
to
not
O.
done.
I'm sorry.
I'm not.
This
I'm
guy
not
is
done.
not bright. I'm so
I'm
sorry.
not
You're
done.
wrong.
I'm not
No,
done.
I don't care. You're
Breezy,
just gonna
let
make
Don
this.
talk because Don has not
I'm
had a chance to Put his position out
I'm
there.
not done. So right now, like O was saying, that we should get a kickback. That's just
Exactly.
an idea. That's just an idea. It's not socialism
Who would you
because
get
just
it
like
from?
Yes, it
hold
is.
on,
I have to.
can you let me
I'll be right
finish?
back. I'm
Can
gonna
you
pull up.
let
I'm
me
gonna pull up
finish?
the
Who do
definition
you
of
get it
socialism.
from, Don? Who do you get that dividend from?
You get it
I'm
from
gonna
the
pull
Pay it
up the
out.
definition of
you
socialism. I'll
get
be
it
right
from the
back.
corporations.
You're gonna get it
That's
from
what
what? You're gonna get it from what? From who?
corporations.
He said
Tell me.
corporations
He said
Don,
corporations. Okay, why would a corporation give you money willy nilly?
because the
Do you
government
own
said
stocks?
so.
Yeah, because he said so, I guess.
Because
so
the
Don, I have a
government
question. So
said
who
so.
gets his dividend? Don, who gets his dividend?
Well, then
The
it's socialism
government.
again.
The
The
government.
people get the
So Don, in Don's
It
utopia,
goes directly from Chevron. It's gonna be a check from Chevron straight to you, Don. Is that what you're saying?
it
is
could
that
be.
You're
like
so
honestly? Is that what you're
generous.
saying?
Are
I'm
you
trying to be
saying that there's
as
I
gonna
mean,
be a law
honestly,
professional
put
as
in
possible.
place that
it could
Don,
be.
I'm
makes
trying to be as
Chevron?
professional as possible. Is that what you're
If
advocating for?
I'm not, I'm explaining his point. I don't think it's a bad idea. I'm not going to say
No, I'm
necessarily I'm
asking you,
advocating
His
how do
for it.
you
question.
plan on getting this dividend?
The
Okay,
government
I
makes them pay
hold
us
the
the money.
government.
Oh my God, that's literally fucking socialism. Get the. Oh my God.
This is
I-
Wait.
crazy.
You guys
Okay.
are,
I don't.
oh
I don't. I
you
God.
don't think
guys
we
are
need to like make
intelligent
people feel bad.
idiots,
But we
intellectual
have.
I,
idiots.
I,
Wait. Wait.
I
Wait.
can't.
Because
Wait.
He's
it's
tried
not.
so hard to explain it to
Dude.
you. I listen.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
go ahead.
Yes. Listen. The way that private corporations works is that they do not have to share their profits with the general public. The government cannot do that because that is a tenet of capitalism.
Can I ask you a
So
question,
if
Patty?
So if you're making, go ahead,
yes,
go ahead. If you're making them to finish your point, babe. Finish your point.
Hold on, watch this right here. Okay, right now in Florida, right? We have a great governor in Florida right now, right?
We do.
governor
And
in
not only
We
Florida, you're
do.
talking about Ron DeSantis.
no, hold on a second, hold on a second.
The
And
guy that
so
just
and
got
so
rid
I
of the
don't.
mandates.
So
That's
Wait,
again,
him.
wait, you're talking about
again,
Ron DeSantis?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, okay.
so again, whether you notice or not, the government is not supposed to own anything. Now, know what he's advocating for right now? He is advocating for no property tax. None of us should be paying property tax in any state because that means you really don't own your home or your land. Anytime,
No.
but you know what? But because the people will not stand up and fight back and say we're no longer paying, you keep being suckers. So right now, Ron DeSantis is telling the people to rise the fuck up and tell them states we're no longer paying property tax because what the hell are we
Okay,
paying? What are we paying
I
for?
wonder how the
so
fuck
wait,
he's
wait,
going to
wait.
be able to manage
Property tax
paying his
for?
state's bills.
Why are
Oh,
we
I don't
paying
Okay,
know, Ron.
property tax for
California
can
will
I
step
anything?
just
up.
can I just
Listen,
jump
you
in
don't
really
pay
quick?
taxes.
So when
Property
we're
taxes
talking
don't
about
take care of shit. That's why the roads look so fucked up in
well,
most cities
no,
that
well,
pay property
property
tax.
taxes directly affect school funding, right?
It does
But
not.
wait, wait, wait,
Yes, it
wait, wait, wait.
does.
So when we're talking about Florida's budget, we already know economists have already said that Florida will actually be in a deficit within 2 to 3 years. They're self-sustainable for about a year or two, but after that, how are they generating money for the state?
I'm
If
going
you're
to say
not
it again.
charging things like
Whoa.
if
So
you're
why are
not
you
charging
advocating for
Property,
taxes,
socialism there? Because socialism is not sustainable either.
right.
Whoa,
and
Don.
who the fuck said that?
I
Who the
no
fuck?
one,
What
no
are you paying
one.
property taxes
No.
for?
Don just,
I don't
wants
pay
to act
property
like he's.
taxes for. I don't pay property taxes,
And
but
neither do I.
the
And neither do
people
I.
who
But have you?
generally pay property taxes, it goes. It has a direct effect on the
No,
schools in the
it does
surrounding
not.
area. Yes, it does.
Have you ever
We
read the
all
Grace Report?
know this.
Have you
Yes,
ever
it
read the
Do
does.
Grace
do
Report
you
by
understand how
Donald
school
Trump?
funding works? Do you
Yeah,
understand
that's
how
School
school
literally
funding
funding
how
is
it
works?
works.
directly
Have you?
affected by
Have
property
you?
taxes in the
Public
area.
schools
Have you
and
Can you
charter
ever?
stop? Can you
schools.
stop screaming, please?
Because this is
But
ridiculous.
honestly, it's getting kind of nerve wracking because if you understand what property tax works and how school funding works, then you
Right.
understand how this funding works in
Trust
general
me,
for
bro.
property
You
tax,
can find
right?
Trust me.
funding
Literally,
somewhere
there's a
else.
reason. There's a reason why the disparity in public schools in urban areas and rural areas are different
So
because
schools were shut down.
more people in rural areas own their property and less people in urban areas own their property. That's why more funding goes to rural schools in suburbs than it does inner cities because there's more ownership of property
No,
inside
bro.
of rural and
We don't need to
suburban
pay
areas.
property taxes. Is not going to crush anything. Trust me, bro. Have you ever read the Grace Commission report by Ronald Reagan when he said that your tax
I
dollars
don't
don't
listen to
even
anything. I
fucking
don't listen to anything Ronald Reagan says.
your
I'm gonna
tax
be honest
dollars.
with you.
Listen, we're so fucking taken by income tax and all that bullshit. It's all fraud, man. When the last time you ever heard a president on stage? This was a classic moment. You remember when Hillary Clinton thought she had a got you moment, and she said Donald Trump wrote off 900 million, and he said that's because I'm smart. And he said, Hillary, how come you won't change the laws? You've been up here in government for all these years. You know why you won't change them? Because your friends take advantage of the same tax codes I do, and he's never been convicted of tax evasion. So
Yo.
learn the tax codes and stop being ignorant. We are
Well,
not
he
supposed to
actually
be
just
Okay,
got
paying
convicted
well,
of
this is
tax
taxes
the
in this
evasion.
thing. Like,
country,
you're
bro.
bringing up Ronald Reagan, who
Trust me,
has
man.
directly
Trust me, bro.
affected how the economy is now, right? He deregulated many sectors,
I didn't
including
like Reagan.
the
I didn't like
auto
Reagan.
industry.
I didn't like Reagan. But he was smart. He was right about the Grace Commission report. Read it. He was correct about that. I know he put the drugs in the community. I wasn't for Reagan. The hell with Reagan. I wasn't with him. I'm just telling you what he told the world. And see, this is the problem. Donald Trump said he wants to get
What do you
rid
mean
of the
that wasn't with
IRS.
him? What do
He
you mean
wants
that
to get
wasn't
rid
with
of the
him?
IRS, and y'all ain't for that? Yeah, okay.
Wait,
Y'all are
why do you?
crazy, man.
What do you mean it wasn't with him? Yeah, he was behind it. What do you mean?
He wants to get rid of the IRS. What president have you ever heard take on them in the Federal Reserve? Federal Reserve is not even government. They're the biggest Ponzi scheme in the world. But the people won't get up. The people
And then,
won't
well,
get
now I
up.
think the biggest Ponzi scheme in the world is lobbying and with different
No,
corporations
it's
running
Federal
everything.
Reserve. It's the Federal Reserve because the people can be lobbyists in your state. That's what I'm trying to tell you to do. Write a check to some goddamn people running in your
But
state,
why
and
does
you'll
it?
have
But
some
why does
power.
it take money? But why does it? But why does it
Because it
take
takes
money to
money to
get
run
policies passed for
campaigns.
the people? What
Because
like
it, listen,
so?
bro, this way it goes. Learn
Okay,
the
I'll
game.
let you
Learn
talk.
the
I'll
You
game.
let you
gotta
talk.
play the game how the
Learn
game
how the
goes,
game
baby.
is played. You can't change the game, bro. Why you guys trying to
Yes,
move
you
to
can
another
change the
fucking
Okay,
country?
game. We
my
see
Another
question
Donald
is,
Trump
country,
changing
man.
the game now. We see
my
Donald Trump
question is,
changing the game
who
now.
sets
What are
the
we
game?
talking about?
Yeah, he's
Who
trying to
sets
change
the
the game
game?
for the better. He's trying to change the game for the better, and y'all
Oh,
guys
oh,
don't
oh,
No,
even
oh,
see
wait.
it.
oh, oh, oh.
Look,
I'm gonna
okay.
speak to because are you
You
African
think this
American?
is free? You think this shit free?
Are you African American? Before I talk to you about this, are you
No,
African American?
I'm not from Africa, bro.
Oh,
Okay.
you FBA. Oh, you're FBA. All right, cool.
Right, yeah.
You're black. Oh, you black.
No, I'm not black either. That's
Can
a
I
color,
just
bro. I'm
ask?
not black. What the hell is wrong with you guys? That's not a
Can I
national
just ask?
origin.
No, oh my God, dude. Like
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
trying to
not after
reason with you
crayon.
right here.
Okay, look, if you was to look at me, they would call me that, but I'm not black, bro.
Oh, okay. Anyways, so like
Anyway.
with that being said, right? We
Yeah,
understand the game was not set to be fair, right? Why
right.
still play the
Life
game
ain't
and why
fair.
not play a different game? Why we got to play
Listen,
the same game that everybody else
no,
is playing?
you don't have to because I'm trying to give you some game. You can how no
Because
listen.
evidently the
However
game
you
that
do it,
we've been playing
how
right now has not
okay.
been working for us.
That's
The
not
game that
true.
we've been
It's not.
playing has
It
not
might.
been working.
No, you're not playing it correctly. That's why you obviously not you
No,
per se. That's
no,
why our people are losing. You know why our people are losing? Because we got people that look like us that's taking advantage of our ignorance. That's why the fuck we
And
no,
why
losing.
is that? And
no.
why is that? Oh, why
Because
is that?
that's
Because of
I,
capitalism.
because
Because like
nobody's
Thank you.
we're finally getting
no.
to a point because of
We got
capitalism. Because they
listen.
are able to do that because
How
they
is
get
every
able to play in your face like that because they have the money to play in our face like
no?
that.
You know.
We don't
Listen.
have the money to play in our face like that. You know
How is every black congressman or senator rich and they went there poor as hell, but your community look
exactly.
like shit because you're
Oh,
not checking them.
exactly.
Because you're not
Okay,
checking them. Because
Exactly.
okay.
you're not checking them.
Me and you are speaking the same game.
No, we
Oh, me
not,
and you are
bro.
speaking the same way. We are
It is.
speaking the same way.
It
I
is.
understand how our black congressmen are taking advantage of us
Because you ain't
because
checking them.
they are plaguing on this culture war, plaguing on everything that we're going against each other
So why are
about.
we stopping
That
them? Is the question.
no, why we not stopping them? Because
How
we
can
are
you
playing this culture wars with them. That's why
listen?
we're
Let me
not
ask you.
stopping them.
Okay, let me ask you something,
That
G.
was like,
Are you okay with
we're
this? Let me
playing.
ask you. Hold on a second. Let me ask
Okay,
you this,
go
man.
ahead.
Are you, especially Bree down here? I think it was Bree. Are you okay in New York? Right, Mayor Eric said this, and he was right on Congress. They had him testifying. He said because of the open border, illegals came to New York and cost New York taxpayers $7 billion. Are you okay with that?
What do you mean if I'm okay with that?
I just said, are you okay with that?
What, $7 billion?
This is Eric,
Where's,
okay?
where's
This
the
is the
$70 billion?
Democrat, the
Where's the
Democratic,
$7 billion going to?
listen, the Democratic mayor in New York said illegals cost New York $7 billion by putting them up in hotels, giving them fucking debit cards, and housing them before their own fucking taxpayers. Are you okay with that?
Okay, can I jump in here for a second?
Are you okay
Yeah, go
with
ahead,
that? Is
Penny.
the
And
question.
before I
No,
Okay.
answer, go
that's
ahead.
the question. Are you
Okay.
okay with that?
So this is exactly, if anyone has ever read the
No,
Communist
don't
Manifesto
obfuscate.
by
Don't
Karl Marx,
obfuscate. No, don't obfuscate. No,
understand
don't
that
obfuscate.
what
I
you're
said, are you
doing
guys
is you're
okay with that?
playing, no, you're
No,
playing
no,
into
you're
this identity
obfuscating.
politics where you
No,
want to
you're
Can we
blame a
let
obfuscating.
her
specific, no,
finish one at a
yeah, let me
time,
No,
finish.
though, please?
no,
One at
you're
a time.
obfuscating. You're obfuscating
So
around the
at the
question,
end of
Oh,
the
Penny.
you can
day,
go
at the
right
end of the
after,
day,
please.
what you want to do is you want to put a face to why the reason you are where you are without
No, not
actually
me.
understanding that capitalism, which we have all participated in, has created this inequality. It is
Dog,
not
what is
about
she talking
Thank
about?
immigrants.
you.
It is not
That's
about
all the
anybody other
That's
than the
not what I.
fact that you have a income inequality that we have never seen before in American history,
Hey,
where the
Penny.
rich are ultra rich and
Hey,
we
Penny.
are poor.
That's not what I
thank
asked.
you.
My question was this, okay? There are people in New York that are on a waiting list to get housing, okay? There are
You are
people
playing
in
the
New York,
culture war.
excuse me, bro. I'm gonna finish.
My bad. Go. My
Nobody.
bad. No,
I'm gonna
no,
Hold
my
go
on,
with
bad,
how
hold
O.
I'm
on,
with
My
this.
hold
Go
on,
bad.
ahead.
Penny. Hold on, Penny, because
Go ahead.
nobody answered my question. The question was
I'm
this:
answering after you finish, O. I'm answering after you
okay,
finish.
okay, you have people in New York that are waiting on a long ass list for years to get housing, money for all types of things, and then Eric, who was the mayor of New York, said illegals that haven't paid a goddamn dime to this country,
Jesus
they
Christ.
cost the taxpayers of New York $7 billion because they put them up in housing, they put them in hotels, they gave them debit cards over the people that live and reside all their life in New York. Are you guys okay with that? That's my question.
Harold,
Okay.
please
Okay.
hurry up
O.
because I'm going after you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes
I'm
or
gonna
no?
answer
Are
O.
you
First of
okay
all.
with that? Yes or
I'm gonna answer you with that. Right. First of all, you're focused. We're so focused on the $7 billion that's going away, quote unquote. Right. I don't think that's a real
okay with
statistic.
that?
I have to
Yes or
look at
no?
that.
Are you
But
okay with that? Yes or no? Put it be easy
no,
for you.
first of all, I don't think it's a real
Wow,
statistic. First of all,
wow, bro.
second of all,
Well, he
you are
testified.
focused. You are hyper fixating on
I
on
fixated.
undocumented. Oh, let me
Eric
finish.
said that. The
So
mayor
you're
said
like,
that under oath. He said that
Fucking
under
Eric
oath.
Adams, isn't he like
He said that under
under
being
oath.
indictment. He's
investigated?
under indictment right now.
He
He's
said
Yes.
under
that.
indictment.
He said that under oath. Guess what?
He's under indictment right
It
now
It
by
don't
doesn't
matter.
matter.
the fucking.
That
He
man is
said
Anyway,
it under oath.
unbelievable. But go
He
on,
said it
I
under
Pharaoh.
really
oath.
want to.
And you
Oh, can
guys
I talk to you
okay
right
with it?
quick?
Just yeah, go ahead, brother.
Oh, I want to talk to you, right? I want to talk to you right quick. What you're doing is you hyperfixating on this culture war bullshit that has been holding our people back for so fucking long that we're not seeing what the main issue is. Everything you said about the black congressman, I agree with you with. And then you come back to some bullshit talking about foreigners are taking all our fucking jobs. No, it's capitalism that's taking our fucking jobs, right?
Never
You know
said
what's
that.
happening?
Don't put
These
words in my mouth.
corporations are
Don't
looking
put.
for
I
a
never. I
profit
never
right
said
now.
they're taking
And
no
the
jobs. Don't put
way
words in my mouth. I never said that, Farrell. I said nothing about jobs that they're taking. What I said is, and you guys keep obfuscating. If you don't know what that word is, look it up. I asked you guys this: are you okay with people getting funding before people who need it and have been worthy of it before others that come across illegally? Are you okay with that? Yes or fucking
Okay,
no?
okay. So this is where that disconnect
Okay.
hits,
Yes or
right?
no?
No, no,
Yes or
listen.
no?
Yes, I'm okay with it. But we
So
have
you're
to
okay
understand
with people getting in
how
front of the
no,
line? That's our problem.
let me
That's our
finish.
problem.
Let me finish. So the US imperialism has had a direct effect in destabilizing governments, especially in South and Central America, right? So
facts.
these people are just as well deserving of housing as anybody fucking else. And I wanna fucking mention
They
the
deserve
fact
housing
that
in their own country.
people who are immigrants in
But
this
we cause
country
that
still
destabilization.
pay
But
We
people
didn't
still
cause
pay
nothing.
federal
They could make
fucking
their own
taxes.
country great. They could get housing in their
Understand
own country.
understand that immigrants still pay federal fucking taxes, but they don't
facts.
benefit from this.
Not if they're
All
not
right.
here.
So the issue stands that people cannot afford housing, right? So how is this the immigrants' fault and not, let's say, capitalists' fault, right? Real estate
BlackRock.
owners,
I didn't
things like
blame
BlackRock
them.
literally
I
buying.
didn't.
My
I
bad.
didn't
My
blame
landlords,
bad.
them.
the
I'm not
fucking
blaming them.
government. So
not
this is what I'm
blaming them.
saying. This is
I'm
what I'm
not
saying.
blaming them.
What you're hyper focusing on is the idea that they are more deserving than other people.
That's
It
not
shouldn't
true.
come to that. It
That's
should
not
be
true.
the
I
fact that
never said that. I
housing should
never
be
said that.
affordable for all, and
No,
the
listen,
government should
I,
make it available for all.
I never said
And
that. I
Panic,
said,
I just want to piggyback
listen,
with what
let
you
me ask
just
you something,
said.
Panny. So are you okay? My
Oh, okay.
point is this. It's the politicians that flooded the gates. Are you okay with standing online and somebody just
No,
push you
but
out the
what we're
way
talking
and
about,
get in front of
no,
you?
oh, you're talking about the politician that flooded the
Get in
gates.
front of
How
you.
about talking about the politicians who's making these literal buying of houses literally so unaffordable? Only corporations are able to do it. Look what BlackRock is doing right now. You understand
Okay.
we have vacancy crisis right now. You
They
understand
shouldn't.
we
They
have
let
more empty
15
homes.
million
We
people
have
cross
more
the
empty
border.
homes.
They
Oh, let
put
me get this point
15
off.
million
Oh,
people across
let
the
me get my
damn
shit
border,
off.
yo.
Oh, please, I'm being respectful to you. Let me get my shit off right
Yeah,
quick.
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Do you understand that we have a vacancy crisis right now? We have more vacant homes than we do
Okay.
homeless people right now, and we
Yep.
cannot even serve those people because we got people like BlackRock and Vanguard buying single payer homes right now.
Well, the Fed
That
won't
is the
lower it.
issue.
The Fed won't
That
lower
is
it.
a
Yeah,
direct cause
The,
of
the,
capitalism.
the
we
Fed
That is a
won't
have
lower
direct
the
cause of
interest
corporations.
rates.
capitalism.
The
We
Fed
have
won't lower the
corporations
interest rates.
purchasing like apartments and making it very difficult and unaffordable for
Won't
everyday
lower. How come
people.
the Feds won't lower the rate?
Exactly.
The Feds won't lower the interest rate. All right. How about that?
Dude, but we're not talking about mortgages. We're talking about rent.
Literally rent. We're
Okay.
talking
Guess
about
what?
rent right now.
Okay, it is tough. Listen, how come you guys won't move together and all families start moving together like they did back in the day and start getting houses and pooling your
What do you
money
mean
together?
back in the day?
Yo,
Back in the day, poverty for the black community was 44%.
Bruh, what are you talking?
We
Listen,
were
I don't
we
know where
were
you come
this
from,
what is
bro.
this facade?
I
What
don't
is
know
this
where you
okay,
come
facade
from.
coming?
I don't know where you
look,
grew up at, bro.
Oh,
okay.
where
I
was this
What the
facade coming
fuck?
from?
Let me just
Saying that
jump
the
in
black
real
Listen,
quick.
community.
So
listen. If we
income
listen, you know what?
inequality has not
It,
existed and has
in
not been as
in
deep.
tough times, you pull your family together and you
No,
pool your resources
no,
and you buy some land. That's what you do,
no,
and you
no.
start building up. But you know what? We keep living separately. See, everybody's selfish. But you see, foreigners know how to do that. Have you ever heard of the word susu? That term, susu. Have you ever heard of that?
Can we
Oh, so
let Broski go? Because Broski just
you're
got on
talking
the
about
panel. I kind of
community?
want to
Yeah,
hear him
yeah.
speak.
So all I'm telling you is this: in tough times, you pull yourselves together and embrace each other. Okay, and it makes it easy on everybody. And you start buying land. I can show you some land you can buy right now for $10,000 for maybe 3 acres. You know how many houses you can put on 3 acres? But see, you guys keep whining and crying.
Okay,
See,
listen. Broski has had his hand up. He wants to speak.
Yeah, I want to listen to Broski actually.
So like China and India spent 9 trillion between 2023 and 2025, and then America spent 18.8 trillion between 2023 and 2025. One of the big issues with America, if you've ever played the board game Monopoly, is when you have a capitalist society, the ones that are winning will hoard all the wealth.
Bros, I can't explain it any better than that. I agree 100% with Broski just said.
And
Yeah,
agreed.
there are winners and losers.
And this is such an important part of what Karl Marx mentions is
people
that
lose for lack of knowledge. The
it's a
Bible says
class
it.
system. Dude, you have to understand that social mobility no longer exists, and inequality has created a huge gap where like middle income people no longer exist. There is no middle class.
Okay, you know what? You guys know? Are you guys familiar with James Brown, the singer? Remember James
Of
Brown?
course, yes.
Okay, okay,
Of
okay,
course we know James Brown is.
okay, okay, okay. Watch this right here, right? Tell me what other country this could happen. James Brown, whether you guys know this or not, used to be a shoe shine boy, okay, in front of this major building down in South in Alabama, right? This high rise building, office building, right? He
Yes.
shines shoes. And because of his hard work and tenacity and never giving up and learning how the game is played, became a multi-millionaire and went back and bought that building. Do you
Okay.
know? Hold on a second. Do you know who Mike Tyson is, right? From the Bronx, Mike Tyson, who came out of a broken home. Okay, listen, I can go on and on and on with people
You
who
really
learned the
can.
game. Hold on a second. But I'm not even gonna use celebrity, but I'm just gonna show you what other country can happen. And I'm gonna tell you this again. When I was young, the men that I knew, they owned apartment buildings. They owned stuff, man. The money circulated in our
70%
community.
of the
Hold
countries
on,
living paycheck to paycheck.
hold on. Let me finish, bro.
Jeez.
Our money circulated almost 7, 8, 10 times in our neighborhood. We didn't have foreigners owning corner stores, bro, because we owned them. You understand? It was it was
44% of a
it was
community lived in
integration.
poverty during that time
It
period.
was integration.
44% of us lived
Bro,
in
listen, it
poverty.
was
What are we talking about?
listen, that's because again, everybody don't want the same thing, bro. I'm not advocating for the masses. Everybody don't want the same thing, man.
You know,
You
you're not
guys keep it
advocating for the
and
masses.
no, I'm not, because everybody don't want the same thing. And a lot of
Yeah, but
people
you
are in the
shouldn't let
way,
people
bro.
starve on the street because the
The only
rich said, "Oh, I can't give this food that we're throwing out."
That's
You know
not
how much
true,
food
bro.
is thrown out?
Wait.
No, 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 no. No, no, it is true. You know how much food is thrown out from supermarkets?
I do, but watch this. Do you know that you got nonprofits now, and they have put a stop to that, and they've organized themselves, and they go to restaurants and they go to grocery stores and get that food. I can show you churches right now that give out food in abundance every week. So don't stop that shit, man.
Okay.
If you hungry in this
What are we
country
talking
and
about,
you
Wait,
though?
need
wait.
There's
food,
still,
No,
it's
no, wait, hold on,
still
hold on,
food.
hold on.
Okay, my
I
bad,
just
Candy.
wanna talk about how O is talking about James Brown, right? So let's talk about James Brown.
yeah, let's talk
When
about
did this
James.
happen? Right? Where did he go from rags to riches? What year? What
I don't.
decade?
It doesn't matter.
It
It
does
was
fucking
tougher than it
matter.
was then.
You
It
know
was
why? I'm
tougher
gonna
then
tell
than
you
it
why.
is now.
Let me
It was
tell you
tougher
why it
back then
fucking
than it
matters.
is now. It was
No,
tougher
let me
back
tell
then
you
than
why
it
it
was
fucking
now.
matters. No,
How about
listen.
that?
Let me tell you why it fucking matters.
It was
Because
tougher
social
back then
mobility,
than it is now.
listen. Social mobility was more achievable in the 1950s and 60s than it is now. So you understand that what you're doing is you're picking very specific examples of social mobility when that no
Multiple.
longer exists.
Yes, it does. Are you
Look,
kidding
no,
me?
you know why it doesn't exist?
Millionaire,
Do you want me to tell you
young
why it doesn't
millionaires,
exist?
young millionaires are getting rich off the internet than ever before. Young kids,
Right.
are you
Yeah.
Where do
kidding me?
you
Hey,
think that they're getting
you,
that
What are
you
profit
got
you
it,
talking
Panic.
from?
about, man?
Do you
I'll
think that
let
they're just
Panic.
coming
You
from
got
that
it.
money?
Are you
It's
kidding me?
from workers. It's from their labor.
Let me tell you something.
Understand that there
Let me
is
tell you how good.
funds and income inequality.
Let me tell you how good this country is. Everybody
Oh, good.
anybody that's 30 years or 40 years old had $1 million come through their hands. You didn't handle it properly. You
I
didn't
didn't get no
handle your
million
money
dollars. The
properly.
fuck?
Through your hands, if you handled your money properly, you're not good stewards of your money. That's why when people get fired off their job, they fucking protest instead of
Oh,
thanking the guy for the opportunity
okay.
for giving them the job. I know people been on their job 15, 20 years. The place closed up and they cursed the fucking owner out instead of thanking him for the opportunity. You've been on
Oh
the
my
job
God. I am so
15,
sorry
20
that when
years.
I graduated high school, there was
You've
a
been on the
housing
job
crisis,
15, 20
which
years
created
and you
unemployment.
didn't do shit.
I
You
am
didn't
so
never
sorry I
invested your
didn't
money.
purchase a house when I was fucking 17.
Well, you
You
can
have to
purchase one now.
understand
You ever
that.
heard of NACA? Have you ever heard of NACA? Look it up. You can get a house right now in America. It's a nonprofit called NACA. NACA. Look it up. You go through the
But dude, do
program
you understand
and
what
you
you're
will have a
saying? You're
house.
saying that nonprofit NGOs have to
Listen,
help a
NACA.
society, not the
Yes.
government.
You don't want help.
Nonprofit organizations have to help people get out of poverty.
Funds
It should
NACA.
be the
The
fucking
so-called
government doing
the
this.
so-called government funds NACA, man.
I'm
The
sorry, what does the
so-called government.
government fund?
Listen, look it up. NACA. If you want a house and stop complaining, it's called NACA. NACA. You go through a program. I've sent multiple people there, and they're about to achieve their goals. Okay, that's
Okay,
what I'm
so
telling
my
you.
question is, if
No,
we
look it
go
up.
through this
NACA.
program called
Somebody look it
NECA,
up.
no, let's
Yeah,
talk about it. If we go through this
yeah,
program NECA, are
yeah.
there, do you
Let me
have
tell you what
to
they do.
reach specific quotas? Like, do you have
No,
to make a certain
no.
amount of income?
I'm
So
gonna
what
tell you
is
what
it?
they do. No, they're gonna help if you don't have if you have credit issues. They're gonna clean your credit up. Okay, they're gonna look at your whole portfolio to see where you are in life, and that's the purpose of going through the program. They're gonna get you house ready. Okay, and by the time you're finished, and you don't even have to pay it back. It's a grant. Okay, and you could also get a 4 unit and live in one and rent out three. This is the shit that's available. Nothing's coming to knock on your fucking door
Oh,
and tell you
okay.
here we are.
So my
This
question
is
is
still the land of
for this
opportunity.
organization, does this
Yeah.
exist throughout
NACA, look it up.
America?
Yes, it is all over the country. NACA, Google it right now. NACA, NACA.
I sure fucking
You're
will.
welcome. You're welcome.
But you're
Okay,
making
so
it
do you?
sound like living here, we live in a welfare state where you can actually achieve this quote unquote American dream. We all understand, economists understand, political
It's
science
not
majors
all a dream.
understand.
It's a
No, no,
nightmare.
wait,
It
wait,
can't
wait.
be a
Wait,
nightmare.
wait, wait.
It's not. It could be a nightmare for some
Wait,
people.
wait,
I'm
wait.
not saying it's easy, man. But you have to have the tennis, the will to get shit, man.
Dude, I have read studies about this. Their income inequality has become detrimental. We have never seen this
Stop worrying
in
about
U.S.
that shit
history.
and get yours. Stop worrying about what
She's
others
deep
got
in
and get
victim
yours.
mentality.
Yeah,
No, it's
get
not
yours.
victim mentality. This
No,
is the
get
thing.
yours.
You can't sit here and claim like community and shit when you talk about some individualistic fucking interest.
Listen,
Because
do
at
you
the
know
end of
when?
the day, we should be thinking about everybody, right?
Hey
We
Penny,
don't
hey
want
Penny.
people to be fucking
Hey,
poor, do
this
we?
is the real world. You can't have everything for everybody.
No, we
I'm
live in a
sorry.
capitalistic world, and that's all we can understand.
Hey Penny, let me tell you something.
How much money was
Hey
spent
Penny,
on?
do you know this, Penny? When so-called black people, right, couldn't get credit, guess what they did? They bought their fucking Cadillacs in cash and got Cadillacs every year. They bought their fucking houses in cash. What are you guys talking about? When
You
nobody, and you know
okay? So
what?
what year
Credit
was
was,
that?
and guess what? And credit was the worst thing that ever happened to them.
What year was that?
60s, 70s, people
Right.
would buy. Listen, because you know what? Until NAFTA came and had the corporations do a deal and leave all those corporations, those companies like Ford Motor Company and all those the manufacturing car companies, they left the manufacturing and went
When did they
overseas.
leave?
That's what
When
NAFTA.
did they leave?
Now you look it up. When Clinton was in
And
I
office,
know when
NAFTA.
they left.
NAFTA
So
fucked
can
this
I
Why you
ask a
keep
country up,
question?
asking
man.
him irrelevant questions?
Can I ask a question? How in the last 2 years, how much has been spent on welfare snaps versus government corporation bailouts?
It should be zero.
Oh, no, we spend on food programs approximately 65 billion annually.
So how much?
That's how Democrats keep their voters. They starve
No,
you, and
No,
then
no,
they
no.
Giving
starve
them
you, and then they
bailouts.
give you crumbs, and then
Giving
you
them
keep voting for
bailouts.
them.
Guys, we really need to talk about this shit, right? So, okay, like I want to ask individually, everybody, what is your biggest issue with what's happening in your current life?
Patty, what I want you to do is promise me you're gonna look up
No,
NAFTA and get a
I'm
house.
not, because
Promise me that.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm a
Yeah,
political science major.
solution.
All I do is read
There's a
studies.
solution.
All I do
But
is
you,
look at statistics.
but you said you never owned a
No,
house, and
no.
That's the
Can
problem.
I tell
you gotta
you that
explain.
income inequality has been at its worst in American history? I can tell you for a fucking fact that
yep.
this is
I
true.
just gave you.
You
I
don't have
Can
gave
I
real
you
world
the
ask real
experience.
solution.
quick, real quick? Can I ask Broski because he
That's
just brought
crazy.
up the statistic of how much like in welfare we spend a year. You said 600 billion, right?
No, it was me educating
No,
us.
I'm talking about bro. It
Go
was
ahead.
Broski.
So like my question was like, how much have we spent in bailout?
In bailouts, we'll spend more. We spend over 700 billion a year.
Yeah, that's my point.
Where?
Okay. I just want everybody to understand how stupid
Well,
y'all
that's not
sound.
true, though. Where?
No, it is true because at the end of the day, who are we bailing out? Private
Where?
companies, private.
Okay,
The
We
companies
Corporations.
should
that
not
the
have to
companies
bail
and
out
This
private
corporations
so-called
that
companies.
you
great
guys need,
capitalism that works so good. Why do we need so many bailouts
show
if it
me
works
because
so
a.
good?
if they don't exist, you don't get a job,
Dude, when we
Where in
talk
the
about the
country
What?
do
auto
and
they
they don't
need
get
industry,
tax
bailouts?
money.
listen, the auto industry was bailed out recently, right? Like in
Right.
2006, right?
Banks have been bailed out.
Let's not forget what
Hospitals.
happened in Detroit. There is
Give
no
me
longer jobs
loans.
in Detroit because they were offshored.
But
It
So
here's the
has
what
thing.
nothing
we're
to
not
do with
going to
their
do is we're
bailout.
not going to
But
defend
Don,
companies who have consistently chosen profits over people by
Why
moving
would they
all of their
choose people?
production out of the
Why
country.
would they choose people? They're a
that's the
corporation. Why
point,
would they
Don. They
choose
Exactly.
don't
So
people?
why are we
care.
defending them? Why are
Why,
we
Well,
why,
defending them?
well, I
why
think,
are you
Don,
Because
I
why are
where?
you
think, hold
expecting
on,
them to
hold
choose
on, hold
people
on, hold on.
over profit? That's
Even
stupid.
even the man who created the automobile industry understood that people need to buy things and spend money for the economy to work. And he
Right.
that's why
That's
he
why you
created
bail
the
them out.
weekday.
Thank you for making
Can
my
you
point. That's
just
why you
stop?
bail them out.
No, no, you're not
No.
listening. The issue is that these corporations lobby against unions, lobby against fair
That's not
wage,
true.
lobby against all these things that like
Would
other
benefit every
countries
one of us.
get that we
Because
should
it
be
helps their
receiving too.
profit.
Like you don't want PTO, if you decide to have a kid, like maternal leave, all these things that other countries as a having a job, you should be entitled to as a human being
No.
So,
Okay,
instead
let
of
me
being
ask
a
you this.
slave
Hold
to
on, let me
work.
ask you
Well,
this.
that's
Let
not
me ask you
true.
this.
Go
Real
ahead.
shit. Hold on, let me ask you
It
this.
is true.
Okay, but let me ask you this. Is it fair that you get paid if you're not at work? Is that fair?
Depends on the situation, right? Are you
No, but
Right.
pregnant?
I'm asking. Just be real. Is it
Yes,
Is it?
fair?
I think it's fair.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
bullshit.
Is
There's
it
people
So
that,
fair?
oh, hold
can we
on.
get
When
the
you get a
facts though?
salary, hold on. When you get a salary, you're not at work every single day. You have paid time off. You're still getting paid. So what's the issue?
All right.
I'm,
Well, it's,
but
go ahead.
you're it's, you're not being real. That's the like you
How is that
benefit
real?
from
That's literally what
hold on, you
happens.
benefit from
That's what
these
we have
policies.
right
Hold
now.
on. You
You
benefit
benefit
from
from what?
you benefit from these policies, and I understand it. But it's not fair if you're not helping the company generate money that they pay you, and you're not
By
generating
keeping
money.
me
That's not.
happy and healthy, I can generate more money to the company. The
No,
same
you
way
Well,
that
can't.
companies
You
realize
don't
that
even care.
all right.
You
productivity,
don't.
hold on, let me finish. The
Wait.
same way
So
companies realize that productivity went up when people got a chance to stay at home and work from home because now they get to actually do things in their real life instead of being chained down to a building simply because your boss wants to. Can somebody turn their blinker off, bro? You driving it on the line. Come on now. You're a grown man. Like the company at the end of the day wants you to be happy and be thriving. This is why companies offer dental plan, why they offer health insurance. Why? Because they know that when you're doing good in your personal life, you're gonna do well at work. Like it's two plus two is four.
That's not true.
Definitely. And
That is
the
true.
perfect example of that is Henry Ford. Henry Ford raised the wages of all his workers because he knew that in order for them to make profit was to make it accessible for his workers to purchase cars, because if we anyone understands how economics works is that the general public, the working class, are the only people that will actually contribute to a healthy economy. So when you start paying people less, they are not able to contribute to society because they no longer have disposable income.
Would you pay somebody to mow your lawn if they didn't mow your lawn?
But
can we get the
What?
facts though
no, wait. So what do
instead
you
of
want to
just
say with that analogy?
hypothesizing?
No,
The
okay. So
National
what do you
Labor
want to say with
College.
that
Hold on,
analogy?
hold on. I'll be brief. Hold on. The National Labor College, which has been funded by bipartisan people for decades, it's a government organization that organizes unions. It's been there for decades. So how is it anti-union when we're literally paying a government entity is literally organizing unions?
Okay, so let's talk about unions, right? How many unions exist in any sector in the US? Because we all know history, right? We all know that union busting
Enough. Not
existed.
enough.
Unions were weakened, especially during the Reagan administration. Did we all forget what happened to everybody who worked at the airports, right? Who were unionized with Reagan? Reagan decided to fire everybody who was on strike, which is their right. Being in a union, your right is to strike for better wages.
That's false, but go off.
Okay, how is it false? Go ahead.
Because it was in the contract that they can't strike. When they negotiated, it's all kinds of, you know, essential employees. You can't strike. You get paid for it, but you cannot
Okay.
strike. It's in the collective bargaining agreement.
Okay, so myself, I was in a union and I went on strike because our contract actually expired. So, what you don't understand is contracts do expire, so that no longer affects what is currently happening. So, you can strike
Are
to
you an
fight for
essential
better
employee?
wages.
Are you an essential employee?
Am I what?
Are you an essential employee, air
Yes,
traffic
I
controller,
so
a
okay,
police officer,
so I will
or are you
explain to you.
pivoting?
I worked in OBGYN for a state funded hospital. I was unionized. So every 5 years we had a contract, and after the 5 years were up, when we were in the bargaining table, if they were not willing to talk to us or come to an agreement, we could go on strike. And we
So it was
did.
So striking was in your CBA. It's different if you're an air traffic controller, a police officer. The reason they get paid so well is because it's in the
It's because of
contract
the
they
unions.
cannot strike. This
It's
is
because
just
of
law.
unions. Because
It's not.
unions fight for people's wages. We know this.
Then why are so many union people still on TikTok complaining
There's
about
not
money?
that many people in unions. That's what I'm trying to explain. How many sectors actually have unions?
Any
Not
place can
enough.
have a union.
Not enough.
Any
Well, let's
any
talk
place
about it,
can
right? So
any place can unionize.
most state and federal employees can be unionized, right? In specific sectors. But let's talk about sectors that are not a part of the government, like for example, Amazon or Starbucks. People tried to unionize, and what happened? What
They
happened?
get fired.
Anyone can unionize. This is law. Anyone can form a union. Any group of
What does
employees
that have
can.
to do with
Hold
the?
on, hold on,
I think
hold on,
Broski
hold on,
wants to speak.
hold on.
They've had their hand up, so let
All
Broski
right, I'll be
speak.
brief. Hold on. Any group of employees
Can we
can
let
unionize.
Broski
Is
speak?
not
They've
the
had their
problem.
hand
Shut up,
up.
Ashley.
You shut
Any
your
group
mouth,
of
you stupid duck.
it's always the ugly women complaining. Why is that? How you gonna be ugly on the inside and outside?
Oh, bitch,
You're
I
the
don't give
one
a
with
fuck.
one bar of Wi-Fi like you're at a McDonald's cafe. Let Broski speak.
So my problem with like argument of unionization is people shouldn't have to. You should be at least given housing and food. It doesn't have to be the best food and the best housing, but everyone should at least have housing, food, and water. The fact we have to pay for frickin' water in our life, like, that's absurd.
I agree. Right? Do you feel like these are basic human rights?
Obviously, like, I'm not saying I need to like have a Big Mac every day. I'm saying I should be provided with food that can sustain me through life at least. I'm saying people should have housing from the cold weathers that will unalive them in the winter. Like, when we talk about these things, we're not talking about radical things. It's just every human should be able to survive without having to work slave labor.
Right. So the issue is that when people do talk about this, it's automatically considered a socialist ideology where it's a welfare state. And that's the issue. We created this ideology that the government shouldn't help people because that's a handout. And I agree with you. I think that things like housing and food is a fundamental human right that the government cannot dictate.
Yeah, I am very, very far left. I think
So am I.
capitalism is the world.
I think capitalism is evil. And I agree with you, Broski. I'm a socialist. I'm very far left, very radical. But at the end of the day, what I advocate for, and I don't care if anyone agrees with me, I think that every single person should be allowed in a sense, a form of respect, and that
That sounds just like me, ho. No, maybe this is before Kiwi even got his shit. Like, I'm telling you, shit like that.
It is now September 23rd, 4:37 a.m. No rapture.
He gone. What's gonna be his motivation?
Why y'all say, sir, that people would not be getting these ABs, blah, 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 fucking blah. Then why would we having people in back rooms getting them ABs with hangers and all kinds of shit like that?
One more time. And it's called holding accountable. Abortions are banned in the state of Texas. Plan B is banned in Louisiana.
And what's happening? What's happening if people
You want to have an abortion in the back
you know
room
what
because you don't want to take a watch this. They're charging the mothers. They're charging them when they catch them. They're holding them accountable.
What are they doing? What are they doing, sir? What are the women doing right now?
What are you talking about? When they get caught, they go to prison.
So what? So where are the women going, sir? The conservative women who are getting ABs that live in Texas.
God.
Where I'm asking you,
You're
sir.
talking about where they going. I'm talking about if you take it away. What the fuck? Stop moving the goalposts. Stay on the
Well, one,
conversation.
you
I
the one
said if you
brought that
take
shit
it
up,
away. No, I said if you take it away, then make it more responsible.
and
That's
I
what happened.
addressed that. And you don't seem to even know anything about what used to happen when AB was completely outlawed. You don't seem to know what actually was happening.
And they hold them accountable if they get caught. The fuck are
Where are
you
they
talking
going in
about?
the back?
They go to prison
Jesus
if they get caught
Christ, bro.
doing
You know
shit
what?
like that.
You don't know enough about this conversation to even have this conversation, bro.
Oil spill.
Oh, Spell,
Hey,
shut up, bro.
oil spill.
I really don't want to drop you. You fucking irritating as fuck. What's
Hey,
up?
oil spill.
You already know I don't give a fuck about if y'all drop me. Yeah, that shit don't matter to me.
Hold on, I got
Hey, oil
somebody
spill.
on the panel. See, you don't respect the panel, bro. You don't never do that when you come in. I just introduced a new guest.
Go ahead. I ain't trying to be disrespectful. Go ahead.
Knight, go ahead. Go ahead, Knight. What's his name? Neither? Go ahead, Neither.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm actually a woman. Nine ether.
There you go. All right,
It's
go ahead.
okay. Nine
Go ahead.
ether energy.
Okay.
So, I do want to talk about this topic, and I'm a '70s baby, so I'm not a immature woman or a young woman. I'm sorry. Your age you can still be immature. I'm not a young woman at all, and I want to talk about this topic because you notice how things skip a generation. So we're the generation that was raised by our grandmothers, which was the silent generation of women. And what I find mighty interesting is now my grandmother did tell me, I'm going to speak on this topic really quickly, just for Pete's sake. My grandmother did tell me before ABs were legal, women were doing other things to get rid of the children. However, she did say it was because men did not want those children. What I find mighty interesting is men created the condoms, men created birth control, and men created the toys that they don't even want women to use. I cannot understand it for the life in me, and I'm almost half a century old. In 2 years, I'll be a whole 50 ball. I cannot understand for the life in me why men who are supposed to protect their own seed is putting all these responsibilities off on women. You have the power to protect your own seed. You're supposed to protect your own. You created condoms to do just that. Now, I'm not a woman that gets around. However, I remember telling my GYN doctor, I'm like, yeah, my guy, he doesn't even want to use them. I'm like, he'll lie and say he doesn't have one when he comes over here, or maybe he didn't have them. And my doctor was like, well, you know what? You go buy you a box and put them in your drawer and then see what happens. I did that. He was, oh, I don't like them. So the problem is birth control creates all kinds of mental health illnesses. It makes our hair fall out. It makes you have diseases, the big C word that I don't know if you can use on
Yeah, you
TikTok.
can say it. It's a freedom of speech. Say whatever they
It
want.
gives women cancer. It makes them depressed, gives them anxiety, causes
High
them to
blood pressure,
gain.
heart attacks. I know.
Listen, thank you so much, host. I really appreciate you for that. Now, notice I'm only stating the facts here. I'm not trying to say who's responsible just yet. I'm only stating the fact that all these things were created by men. When you all have you literally have the capability of protecting us. Now, I told y'all about that one man. Let me tell you about another guy when I got older. We were in our 30s, late 30s. This man always had a condom with him. And I messed with him for 3 whole years. I loved him. He always had one. He never not put it on. One time he was stupid drunk. I was stupid drunk. And I'm like, where is it? He put it right in my face. I'm like, I didn't even hear you open it up. He was smooth with it. He never did let me down in that area of life. And what's more important is that's why all these diseases are going around. When I was coming up, they had about 3 or 4 diseases, the mainstream ones. I heard that they done mutated themselves. These diseases have mutated and turned into a whole flock of diseases because people refuse to wrap it up. What is so hard with wrapping it up? I heard my grandma tell my uncle, back to my grandma, and I'm going to land my plane with this. Back in the day, men went to their mother for everything. Because I was raised by my grandma. I was about 10 years old watching the floor model TV. We only had one TV back in the day. My uncle ran in the house. He told my grandma, I think I got something. My grandma said, why didn't you put a Jimmy hat on it? I'm just going to leave it alone with that. Y'all can put a Jimmy hat on it at any time. And if the woman refused, don't mess with her. But you're not going to find too many women who refuse that. And for the record, too, why are y'all trying to take away our toys? Y'all invented them for us to use. We rather use the toys than even be with y'all. Some of y'all, notice I said some, are so aggressive towards us, so volatile towards us, so verbally